said, like, I think people are praising the ending. I thought the ending was silly because you had 6 against 4, and I think bringing the bloodline and the Judgment Day together should be like a really exciting moment. It should be like
wrestling alcoholic.
Authorized.
There's a whole lot of opinions, I guess I would say I have on Jeff Hardy. I'll leave it at that. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. As we're in picture. We're hyping up even Saturday. We're bigging up. So is it gonna be TR versus Starks and Big Cass or Big Bill? It looks like we're looking at as we're even. I like how we've just started throwing Edge already into the video packages here. Nice analogy, Nick. The douchebag, right to sense it. Yeah, that's kind of what they are. I mean, I respect Stevie and Ivory and Val until he lost his fucking mind, and obviously the Good Father. But that's all I can picture is out here with all the white pants and everything. It's either you're shooting a fucking Backstreet Boys video, or I need to be plugging my ears for the right to censor alarm going off here. As I'm in picture right now, so we'll remind everybody 100% we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. It's getting started still 100%.
We're allowed to have different opinions.
Never sleeps. We're still just
right, and if you're going to struggle with that, you're going to struggle to be on the watch alongs.
So
like
once we're done here with
the matches didn't matter.
You know, we're going to take a little bit of a pause.
The stuff at the end was not that great. Okay,
11:45 because we're
not just and
the Rampage, which would be weird.
Potential Carlito
Nothing got added to the card. So, like I said, Collision tomorrow at
involvement
7 p.m.
now because of
live.
the LWO being
so
destroyed.
I'm waiting to get back.
Some of the graphs. But I understand what you're saying. Maybe in the true beatdown for Fastlane, said J Love.
So I think some of
maybe.
Really
I don't know. I just sort of feel like
we're almost halfway starting to tease towards working. We're going to get a lot of dissension, a lot of moving pieces.
Maybe they came out, shook hands, and then
or wrestling podcast.
I don't know.
100%.
Bloodline started to walk away and couldn't get to the ring in time, or maybe they got jumped. And actually, some of these people didn't come down the entranceway that came through the crowds. And that meant then that actually it wasn't 6-on-4, it was 4-on-4, and then that can make it a little better.
A little bit. It's a little awkward.
So, I just think there's maybe a better way of doing that ending than what we ended up getting. But
milk in like the 1930s or 40s here. So,
I'm not bothered by it. I'm quite excited to see what we can do with Judgment Day and Bloodline working together. I think them two being on the same page definitely gives me Survivor Series War Games vibes. I think that if you're going to have, there's no such thing as friendship in wrestling, so eventually they're going to turn on each other. Whether we're going to have them together to get through this little period and then have them dissension, turn on each other, and then that sets up Judgment Day. And against the Bloodline,
so make sure you tell everybody we do this
or you have them stay together for a little bit, helping each other out, having each other's backs, and then you just build up the babyface team to do Bloodline and Judgment Day as a team going up against a collection of babyfaces. So, there's a few different ways that you can take this. I think it's very interesting development. I also think Rhea saying, acknowledge me and starting to get a bit big for her boots. That's pretty fun as well. That's a fun development. They've always said that Judgment Day doesn't have a leader, but, I mean, it sort of feels like it does now, doesn't it? She is the one that someone's got to tell people what they need to do.
That's the thing is, let's look at
what she blamed Damien for not doing it while she was away, while she'd been attacked by Nia. she's come back and now she's took the reins. So I believe kind of her strategy to get with the bloodline.
Yes, the Swan bomb for the 1, 2, 3.
It's a good move, positioning her as like the
giant Dave
and giving her that bit more power. I like it.
That doesn't solve.
I like it. I think it's a good move.
His fan base, I don't.
So yeah, that was a fun little segment, and I enjoyed that back and forth between her and Paul.
Matt Hardy is still ever since that
John Cena and Cody are the same as four people, says Jim.
A bit of the,
what's the first time the ref didn't go to an actual match?
Eddie Kingston,
like AEW guy. Do you mean what's the first time? I don't know.
I know
the first example of not counting when they should have.
Allegedly, supposedly, we were going to get
probably going all the way back to like the 50s, something like that. I don't know.
4-way championship.
I've never really seen any articles that that's no new drivers. We can boost it a little as well. Who knows what kind of conversations could be had?
The ship has sailed.
The idea that WWE are only going to have Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, absolutely they could. But they equally could turn NXT to a third brand. They could introduce a brand new show. There's lots of different things that could happen and could come of these TV deals. So I suppose you can't really get stuck into an NXT Europe until you really know what's happening with NXT, and you're not going to know that until the TV deals are sorted. So I think it's still on hold, to be honest. I think it's all still on hold. I think it's perhaps of NXT all around the world, you know. So yeah, it's but I think it's could Nia join Bloodline? If so, it would make sense. She could, or Ava could.
Is Jeff
Jarrett shrinking, or is female,
he,
which it really depends. If we're going to do Judgment Day against Bloody, then we may need a female. As we said, it could also be a case that they join forces, and so we don't actually need Bloodline might be a real problem. So we need to see if there's a real problem first. If there is a real problem, then Nia Jax can come in. It's ready though, because she's only had a couple of matches. She wouldn't feel like Rhea. She's only had like a couple of singles matches. So if we've got a real problem right now on the same page. I'm saying Edge, he's got a great send off in his hometown with family. Get the win, lead people to believe you're retiring, land in AEW, then send some tweets. People can lose respect for you and not watch AEW. They can, and I think that there have been people that have lost respect for Adam Copeland. There's people saying that he's a traitor and all that. I don't see it that way.
It's Bo Comedy.
I mean,
you're not taking.
I'm someone that likes to look at stuff and take it a step at a time, and kind of try and do not really what's actually going on.
We're in a commercial break,
sometimes get it wrong, but with him and Sheamus, I wouldn't like to think that that's a selfish, I'm going over in front of my friends and family, blah, 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 kind of a thing. I'd like to just think more that at that point he genuinely didn't know. And I really do believe him when he says that he didn't know what he was doing. He said retirement was on the table. I'm sure part of him would be interested in re-signing with WWE if they'd have offered him the right deal. And then, of course, AEW have come along as well. So I think genuinely he was unsure as to what to do. I think he genuinely didn't
Could they
know.
bring,
and according to him, he asked his daughters, and they said go
if
and
they
play with
actually sign
Uncle
him
Jay
back,
or whatever.
yes.
Absolutely.
And so he
Creative
ended
team
up
for a
going to
company they don't
AEW.
promote.
So,
Back.
you know, him winning that match,
Oh, sugar
it could
honey
just be a
iced
case he didn't know what was happening
What
at that
are you
Still
time.
alive.
Okay. I still think it would have been nice if he had put Sheamus over.
Oh, by the way,
If he
boys,
didn't
I
know,
made
I
a
think he
gold
still could
version
have
of
put Sheamus
I
over.
like
But,
it. Let's go.
In regards
still,
to
never
him being a traitor, as I said, I don't really agree with that. I think that he wanted to do more. WWE didn't have more for him, and so he's ended up going over to
next time, Gadget.
AEW. So, you know, I don't know.
What the?
I think
now I've just got.
I think
I've
there's a
got
few things that don't
Dead
sit quite
House
right with me. I think is go out, touch
looking
grass.
like a
I think
old
that's
fucking
that's not a great line to come out
70s
with.
TV with
Talking about
very
like
nice,
it
very
being
nice,
weird
very
about
nice.
tribalism and all
Like,
that kind of stuff. As we said, I
Oh
don't think
my
it's
God.
weird. I think the companies have done a lot to drive a wedge
Love that
between
Dead
fan
House.
bases. When we could have done a lot to actually try and bring those fan bases together. There would always be a level of toxicity there, but I think you've been a bit blind to what's actually been happening if you find it weird.
You just kind of threw it out there, and if you liked it, you liked it, and if you didn't, you didn't.
I can only imagine you've not really been following things that closely.
You like this.
Or
You're
maybe
not cool.
you've not
You
been
don't
on
like
social
this. You're not
media
part of us if you don't
and
like
stuff
this,
like
right?
this. It
Very
sort of
nice, very
strikes me
evil.
more
Soon
like
to make
you're
a
just not
return, folks.
really aware of what's happening.
As the Swiss Superman.
Because you can't ignore the comments that Tony made about
to give his
this
own
is a
energy,
real war, and he only made them earlier this year.
Does it count as a
because he
return
was
to the
so
ring?
annoyed
Because I feel
at
like
some of the
at this
stuff
point, with how much
WWE
they're
had
out there,
been
they've never
doing.
left the ring. Like, that's the thing.
Which, you know, contract
this is-
tampering and stuff along those lines. Like,
we could do
come
a
out and
tier
make those
list of
comments and
the
just
AEW
ignore,
roster,
like,
but if you want
what's
to go
been
with
going on, it's
how many
just
people they actually
crazy.
use, you cut it to like 12 people.
As I said, I would have had
Like,
I
really
would have had a
fucking
lot more
quick.
respect for him if he'd have come out and said, "Look, I know what's been
Eastern,
said,
by the
and
way,
I know
Eastern
what's
back.
happened.
So right after we go
but
off
I'm
here, we'll be
here
back
to
in about 10
change the
minutes.
temperature." As wrestling
who is
fans,
Claudio and Wheeler
it's
Yuta
all
fighting
right for,
next in
like, you
tag
know, us
team
to
action? KJ and Nick.
enjoy all the products and enjoy all the different
They
companies.
are
Like, this doesn't have to be this way. Like, had he
Levi
acknowledged
Shapiro and
what
Wise
had been
Guy
going on
Ruiz.
and said that he wanted to change it,
Looks like
I could have really respected that a lot more
He looks
than
like
just
if
saying, "Oh, if you're a
he
fan
looks like if Terry Funk and
that's
Chris Hero
like into this
had a
tribalism,
fucking
you're weird."
dumpster.
Blaming the fans, then blaming the
He's
fans.
got the striped trunks.
I don't get that. I don't get how that's a good idea. I don't get how that's a good idea. I don't get how that makes any sense. Why would you read that tweet back and go, yeah, that's the right thing to say.
I find it so funny that the guy,
I feel like his
the one
sounding
guy that
board
looks
Beth
more
kind
like
of let him down a little bit.
slovenly and everything. It looks like
I think he got some bad advice on that.
guy.
Because I read it and it disappointed me. And
it isn't the guy that's
it would
the
have been
mob
great
guy.
if
The
he
one
had said,
that's
like,
fucking
I know there's toxicity out there, and I know what's been said
Right. He was
by
over
lots of different
Danhausen.
people,
I'm not
lots of
saying he
different
wasn't at all.
parties
He's just not
involved.
my cup of
I'm
tea.
here to
Again, I think
try
he
and
spent more
change
time
that. I'm here
out
to
than
lower
in
the
over the
temperature.
last few years, which is not
I'm
his
here
fault,
to
but
show that
I
it
felt
doesn't
like
matter what company
it
you
was
want
a
to
bit
watch and enjoy. Like, as long as there's great wrestling, that's all that matters. And you know, the tone could
speaking
have been
of
so
Matt,
much
you want to
better.
know how I know this match is
So I
Matt?
must admit that did
Because
disappoint
it's still
me.
going. You have Claudio and
message,
Yuta,
but him
who
being
you
in
just had on your
AEW was a
pay-per-view
massive
versus two
surprise.
jobbers.
Don't see
this
him
is
being a
lasting
traitor
more
as a
than, like,
result,
10
because I
seconds.
think
Like, this should
WWE
be,
are the ones that kind of
hit
let
him like
themselves
this,
down by
and
not
then like
doing more
this,
to keep
and then
him.
done. Right?
And,
we're done here.
Him beating Sheamus, I would rather it have gone the other way, but
Nick,
again, at that moment, he might not have known.
You have your own mind. That's the question.
It is what it is. People are going to see it all differently. That's how I see it. I don't really have any bad feelings.
I'm going to have to try to remember that, but I don't
think those comments I thought were a bit silly, but considering all the joy and incredible moments
that would look like Jimmy Valley and Nick, LOL,
over the years,
Man.
Not bothered by it. Not bothered by it. I don't wish him any ill will. I only wish him all the best. And I hope that he goes on to have a successful run with AEW. But
big elbow.
going to be a bit tricky. It's a shame his first match is going up against the stacked NXT card.
I like the fat of these.
It's a bit of a shame that it's going up against all this stuff. And I do wonder if AEW are going to drop something big tomorrow.
Now the main event of dark
if they're going to
matches is
stack
Drew
their
versus
card
Gable.
anymore. I don't know who they can get
Is
or what
Blaze
they
there
can get.
too? Are you CJ
But,
as well?
You know,
Yeah, wait a
WWE
minute.
have just
CJ's
raised the
alternate
stakes
stoner
again
personality.
by
Right.
dropping Undertaker
Is your name
onto
Jacob
that
by
show.
chance?
So,
Oh no!
are they going
Don't go
to?
this
Is
rabbit
AEW
hole.
going to
There's
respond?
going to be a mythos. We're going to have to do a line of Jacob shirts. of just
Looks like
doing
CM
Jacob.
Punk is indeed
Oh.
coming back to
Hey,
People's
they did
Wrestling
the
Channel.
Cesaro.
I don't think
They
he
did the
knows about the stuff
Cesaro,
that Tony said, Nelson.
what do
You
you
could
call
be
it?
right.
The old
Yeah,
finisher. The
you
old
could
swing
honestly be right.
finisher into
It
the
could
drop
be
kick.
that he
Drawing
just,
swinging.
you know, he's a
What is
family
the-
man who
Neutralizer.
I would not blame him if he stayed
No,
away
not the neutralizer.
from
Oh, big splash.
social media.
He
and
used to do it
decided
with Tyson
that,
Kidd.
The only
you know,
thing that he used to do out of the
that's
swing
not
was
something
the
that he wants to spend
It
his
was his
time
finisher
doing
with
and
Tyson
messing
Kidd,
around
where
with.
he turned the
So
swing into a
it
drop
wouldn't
kick.
surprise me if he
So-
kind of stays away from that,
I know
and it wouldn't surprise me if he
super
wasn't aware of
underrated
it.
team and a super
So,
underrated
If,
performer.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
if
And
that
I'm
is the
super
case,
sad
then
that
it would
he
explain it.
Unfortunately,
You know,
got his
at least it
career
would make a bit more
cut short,
sense
but he
then, and
also
maybe if he
did
had been aware of it,
solidify his
maybe then he would have changed
like legend
his
in
message.
pro wrestling.
So, you know, this is what
Him
I'm
on
saying.
Total
Like,
Divas of Natty's out there,
He's-
just like
as a
doing the
wrestling fan
fucking,
and a
would you fuck me?
WWE fan,
I'd fuck
he has
me.
given us
He's like,
so many
yeah, but I want to watch
so
this match
many
with
great
Bryan
memories.
Danielson.
The reason WWE
Right.
fans are so disappointed is
The
because they love him
JAS is back here
and they
again.
respect him. And
Fighting
they
over
he's not in
Granite
WWE
Hero.
anymore, so
How
it
does
comes,
this not look like this is
that
fucking Catholic
disappointment
school
comes
right
from a
now?
good place.
Look
It
at
comes
what
from
Renee's wearing.
a
Look at
good
what
place,
they're
a
wearing.
positive place.
This looks like
And I just
no,
think, like,
Jeremiah.
it's
Like
happened. So
you're
if you're a
quoting verse
WWE
chapter
fan, it's
17
happened.
of the
And
apostles. When it's
There are
supposed to be
reasons
this.
why it happened.
Mother Renee
And,
just broke up
you
a
know,
very
if you don't want to watch him in
intimate
AEW,
game of
that's fine, but
Shimana Honda.
I would say, like, don't throw shade
2-0,
in his
no
direction.
man,
He don't deserve
no
it,
ma.
you know?
Name is
Don't deserve
Logan. Oh, all right.
I don't, and to be
So
honest, I
you're
don't
Logan?
think people
So you're
are.
Wolverine.
I think some might,
And no
but I think those are the kind of people that are just looking to stir trouble anyway. I think your fans that watch
Oh, yeah,
both
so everyone's
promotions are
mad
loving
at
it.
Danny.
Your fans that only watch AEW are loving
If
it.
everyone's following
I
along the
think
breaking
it's
up
your
Because he
fans
just
that
hit for
only
us.
watch WWE.
Yeah, so then they get rid
They're
of
the ones that
the one by
you know,
one, they
might
get kicked
a
out
bit
of the crew.
ugly.
Yeah,
He
but
doesn't
so
deserve no
already
shade.
we are.
I don't think he's.
But they're not
I
even
really
supposed to
blame
be a crew. But so we're
Edge
already
hasn't been on
into
social
the
media
fatal
since that
four-way.
post. The
Here we
toxicity
go.
was too much. WWE
Oh, so
fans
that
jumping
means,
on
I
him
guess, if
losing
we're
to
saying have it,
NXT,
we're
making
saying
fun of
you
his
win a tag
age, and
match
now
for the main
waiting for
event.
NXT to bury him. It's sad.
Yay.
That is sad. I haven't seen any of that. That
but-
is sad.
Yeah, I've got
To be
Penta
honest, I
coming
don't
out
think
right
that
now.
makes WWE fans look brilliant.
Right.
I think
As
that
Eddie
really is quite
is on commentary,
embarrassing. If
by the
that's
way.
what
So
people are
if I'm
doing, you know, this is a
quiet during this
guy
whole
that's
match,
given
it's
you
because
so
I'm
many great
listening to Eddie
moments,
on
and I
commentary.
know that there
Because
is
I would
a
rather
feel
listen to
betrayed.
that
But I would counter it by
every
saying,
day
well,
and twice on
WWE
Sunday
could have
versus John
given him a
Moxley
full-time
out
contract.
there
Yeah,
just
Could have given
kick
him
his
like
fucking ass.
they could have sold him on like
Oh,
let's do
John
a
Moxley
program
was
with you and
Baghdad
Gunther,
with
let's
the
do a
fucking
program with
being
you
mic'd
winning
up.
the world title,
Right.
let's
Well,
do a
again,
program with you and Bron Breaker. Like let's
sloppy and
you know
unprofessional and just
we've got some
whatever,
big
whatever.
plans. But I don't think that excitement
Why doesn't Swiss Superman have
and
a
that
cape?
enthusiasm
He has a
about we
swing.
can do this, we can do that, we can do this. I don't
Because
think that was
he's
there.
part of the Incredibles there.
I don't think
and
that
he's
was
got,
there. You know,
what's her
he
name
said
there?
that
No
they'd
capes.
outgrown each
No
other,
capes.
and I think he is excited. He
Yeah,
wants
still a
to
bunch
still
of
do
circus
stuff.
clowns. They've become
And
kind
I
of a
think
bunch
that
of jobbers,
WWE probably had a bit of a part-time
and they
thing
kind of have
in
been for a
line for
long
him,
time.
but nothing compared to what AEW
They
were
say
willing to
coming
offer.
out
Like
like
you can
he's
have a
got
match with
the
Kenny, we
ultimate
can
lowrider
do this, you
music.
and Ricky Starks, you and Swerve, you and
It's so weird.
Moxley will
Coming out looking like
have
fucking
you tag
Pinky
teaming with
was a
Sting
luchador.
or whatever
How
it might
did they
be.
get a
Like
number
I'm sure
one
they
title
just went
number one title shot?
and he was like, "Yeah,
Because
like,
there
I'm
is
not
no one,
excited
and
about that
Tony's
as a
because
as a-
hey,
So,
because no,
I think them
hold on,
WWE
let me
fans to
finish.
just
Let me finish. Because hey,
he's so
by the way, did
kind
you
of
also know
ungrateful
it's
for
a
what he has
Hispanic
given.
Heritage Month,
That's a
and
real.
so now
That's a
we
real. That were laying.
I guess. I mean,
when
And
you
saying,
met
you know,
the
how
whale,
he's betrayed AEW and everything. So I mean, look, it's
Line
vice
to
versa.
line.
It is what it is.
you tend to make it fucking work.
we got
Rhea
Danny with a
is the
mic.
leader
Oh,
and
this is
always has
upsetting.
been after Edge was kicked out, says Jim.
In my
Mitchell,
spotlight. No,
shout
please
out
don't.
to you.
That represents your country, by the way.
Tom said, I feel like WWE fans are in shock because they thought
so
he was WWE for good and they didn't expect him to leave.
Is she a Kiwi?
No, I agree. I think that shock. It should feel like a great, but there is no ill will there.
Affiliated with
WWE have said that the door is open for a return if ever he wants to come back. So I really don't believe there's any bad word there at all. He said that they'd outgrown each other. He wanted to do more. WWE didn't cut to that. Why now? Because WWE have decided this is the end of the road. Should he have to sit at home and, just waste his career away? Like
I gotta take the Gringo here.
So this is why people having a pop. I think that's a bit
Hall, is it?
But as you say, you are right. Like I can understand why people are disappointed, and I think they probably just don't quite know where to
issues with his family on TV now.
Put the anger.
It's amazing how
is it WWE fans acting like that, or is it mindless Meltzer pretending to be WWE fans?
Righteous, and one pulls it off way fucking literally,
and we get people pretending to be WWE fans having a pop at Edge.
Right there.
I don't know.
Right.
That's a bit too Inception-y for me.
Pull it off.
I can believe it being WWE fans.
We got Alex on the ringside for those wondering. Alex is there, Danny's there,
not jump Boxing Day.
Look, the advertisement.
Look smart.
That is sometimes hilarious.
Right, but that's the thing is sometimes the answer is fucking staring you in the face, and you want to find the fucking roundabout. Oh.
What the fuck is little stalemate. Oh, double drop kicks. Zigguratto, Commander. Remember, it's the four-way match for tags. 1-4 wins.
For drawing Voltron.
I mean,
I might have looked.
Obviously,
with Perfect Green
trying to make out that he's cause some problems, cause some disruption,
and you don't want to say you were doing the donut
fights. Let's go.
So you think that they'd be like,
yeah, go on. Doesn't matter about the wedding day. They don't matter about the pills.
That's what he was getting at.
Oh yeah. Give it up.
That's just like. And so like,
the difference
trying to think of when he come back. You said that,
like Vince and Warrior.